Welcome back. In this video, we are going to look at the resize option in Plasfy. This is going to be exciting. Okay, we're going to look at 3 different examples, and this is the first one that we're looking at the screen. So where do we find the resize option? Go here on top to the menu bar, and on the top right hand side you can see the resize option. Click on that and you will find a lot more options there. You have the option to choose to type in your own width and height. Can change the unit type to whatever you want, and then you can apply the resize new parameters just to the particular slide that you're working on. Then you have the 2 buttons, apply values or resize to format. Now, as you know already, that Plasfy is in the process of development and there's a lot more being added continually. It's being upgraded. So if some of these features don't work for you, don't worry about that. You will see them working in the future, but I'm going to show you what you can do currently with this and how you can use it in your business. All right, so let's start. Let's go to resize. We have this little image here, and we're going to use the resize, and we're going to switch the parameters, the aspect ratio. We're going to switch the aspect ratio and convert it from the 1920, is it? Yeah, 1920 to 1080. That was a little tongue twister for me. We're going to move that to a 1080 by 1920. Now here we have the switch option. You might want to try that, and if it doesn't work, do what I'm doing right now. Now I know that it didn't work for me earlier, so what I'm going to do is manually enter the values. 1080 by 1920. We're going to leave the units as pixels and then click on apply values and watch what happens. Okay, our design has been resized. Let's look at what's happening in the resize. So we see that because now the height is longer than what it was earlier, we have some blank space here, which means that we have to click on the design, the background, and make it fit the entire screen, the canvas. Okay, so that is done. But I want the bird picture to appear here instead of these flowers. So what I'm going to do is drag the image until I have my bird positioned where I want it. Get rid of this text, and I have my new design. So I can save it, I can download it and save it as a PNG or a JPEG or any of these, and that's going to be my new design. Okay, so that's how you use the switch. Currently, let's try it out again. Let's go back. Let me show you what I mean when I say the switch may not work as intended currently. 1920 by 1080. Let's apply the values, and the picture went aside, so let's bring it back to where it was. Now let's try the switch option. Click on switch. Okay, you can see that these values changed. Just for safety, or let me choose something else and choose pixels back, and then click on apply values. I'm hoping this should work. No, it did not. Okay, so I use a switch. These values changed. I'm going to just type in manually just 1 digit, and now let's click on apply values, and it happened. So the switch somehow has a little glitch. Nice rhyme. That's gonna be eliminated very soon, but now you have it. You can switch your design from a landscape mode to a portrait mode and just adjust your design on screen. Now in case you have some text or other elements instead of just one background, then that's going to be a little difficult to position them, but you just can do it. I'm going to show that to you in the next example. I'm here in the next example, the next slide. This is a new document. So in here I have a background image. I have an overlay here, and I've got this text here. So we're going to resize to 800 by 600 and then reposition some of these elements on the screen or on the resized version. Okay, so let's go to resize. I like to use the manual version, so if you don't like to use that, don't, but this is the only way you can do it. So I'm going to choose 800 by 600, click on apply values. Okay, the design has been resized. You can see that here we have some gap at the bottom. So what we're going to do now is expand this background image. Use one of the handles in the corners to expand the image, fill it up. Okay, I think I like it there. I don't want this image here, so I'm going to bring that down here. I can update any of these. You know how to do that, right? From previous videos, you just select any of that, any of the elements there, the text elements, click on these three dot menu, update your text to whatever you want it. So that's how you can resize it. And once you resize it, don't forget to download or save this as a new file. So this is our next example. And what we're going to do here is resize this slide to be a square format. Okay, it's very easy to do, but I'm going to also show you that we have one more slide here. This is again in the landscape mode, but the image that we have here is the vertical one. So let's see. If we resize this image or this slide or this entire document without applying this particular option, then all the pages in this document, this landscape and this landscape, all of them will be resized to what we input here. So what we're going to do here is resize to let's say 800 by 800. Height is also 800 by 800. We're going to apply to current page only and click on apply values. You might run into errors, but that's okay. Let's see what we can do if we run into errors. Apply values, and yeah, I see that we did run into an error, but that's okay. Here at the bottom we have our other slide, which is still intact. This is a landscape slide, and the first one has been resized into square, so that's working. That's good news for us. What we're going to do is just re-add the image and set it as background, and I think we're done. But you might have a problem if you have multiple elements in your design, and then when you resized it to a square format, everything might disappear. So instead of using the apply to current page only, what I would recommend right now, currently, until we update the software, is that you create only one slide per design when you think you're gonna resize something. If you have multiple slides in that design, move them to a different image or make a copy of your project and then delete all the other slides that you don't need and use only the one slide and resize that. So that should work. So I'm going to show you how that is. I'm going to resize this back to what it was, 1280 by 720. We're going to apply this to current page only. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, our design disappeared, but that's okay. We just had this one. So let's imagine that we had this, and you have this, both these slides. We're going to do it the other way that I told you, 800 by 800, and we're going to apply to all the pages. Apply. Our design remains. We just need to drag it into position and also expand the height so that it fits. Okay, so we got that to fit. But notice what happens to our second slide. That has also been changed. Now if we want to resize this one only to some other, let's try it out. Resize this one to only this slide, 720 by 1280. Let's see what happens. Apply to current page only, apply values. Okay, we have it. Now we just can resize it. So you see that it's not always it doesn't work. It does work. You just need to be a little patient, test it out, try it and see which one is working for you. But rest assured that the Plasfy development team is on it, and we will always keep you updated with the latest developments and make sure that all of us have a seamless experience working with Plasfy. So if you have any questions, do leave it in the comments or reach out to us and we'll be able to help you with them. But for now, I think this is well and good information for you to use the resize option. Use them in your designs. If you run into trouble, just make sure that before you do anything with the resize, save your project. Save your project, keep saving it. Do not ever forget it. All right, I'll see you in the next video.